just come back from my very first funeral. I should have known from that moment we were doomed for death. I wrote you a poem on a bar stool right before we got kicked out for disruptive behavior. That was one of the first times my poetry had been called something other than sweet. I took it as a real compliment. So I slipped the bartender a 20 while he pushed us out, and you got mad at me for making a scene. I am always making a scene. In one of our heaviest of heavy breaths, you told me sometimes you feel like a lion tamer, and I your wild beast. Because we are both vegan, I whispered in my smallest voice, you know as well as I do, caged things would rather be free. Do not take this to mean I was unfaithful. These lips sang only one song, but some of us were just born too big for these bodies, with thought process like a pinball machine crossed with an atom bomb, and we will spend the better part of this life failing at trying to stay calm. I know that was not your favorite answer. You were so used to me speaking only in Valentine. But tug of war is a mean game when one end decides to quit playing, and I am here to tell you, there is nothing a 4 a.m. barefoot walk through a Colorado winter will not teach you about taking out the garbage. That night, I was the garbage. You kicked me to the curb with the lid off and hoped the cats wouldn't drag me back in time to catch you kissing that girl. They didn't. I'm just smart like that. If home is where the heart is, you would put a down payment on everywhere. I was not. While we both reminded ourselves there are only a few things in this world worth more than our sanity, we are not one of them. If you ask who was responsible for our fallen tree, we'd both scream the other lumberjack. Closure was not one of our strong points. We seemed to prefer loose ends flailing like kites in an awkward and unspoken breeze, and now, having lived through Edison's theory of electrocution, we are finally allowing ourselves room to breathe. In the back corner of a long-forgotten dresser drawer, there is a letterbox full of words I once meant. I read them sometimes, without crying, and now, more than 365 lifetimes later, with our Cupid's bows aimed at a different fate, I am full of nothing but hope that the next time you shoot, the arrow goes in straight. All right.